And this is What Do I Know? Which is that's Dutcheagleandflyer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my NA account.
Oh, looky, the dolphin. All right, that's kind of cool. And in the background, you got a ship that's moving at full speed as well. I'll take it. Beautiful lighting right there. Look at that. And I like how the dolphin's just spinning around. Hey, Invictus. I almost wonder what happens if I hit go. If it's going to, like, yeet itself forward. Let's find out. It did! Anyway. So, you are playing the obligatory exploding Nurnberg at tier 6. We call it the obligatory exploding Nurnberg because typically, when this ship is spotted, it blows up. So, yeah. She's a bit of a pain to play. She's got 360-degree turrets in the rear, which makes her a little bit more comfortable. The main battery is 150 millimeter, so they're light cruiser territory. They have decent penetration here. With their HE, it's the 1/4 HE pen rule, so that comes in handy. You can spam shells and you can start fires. If something is close to you and broadside, switching to AP is absolutely a good choice. And a lot of people forget that she does have 6-kilometer torpedoes and access to hydroacoustic consumable. So there are some good things about her. It's just typically we see them blowing up in the initial stages of battle at long to medium range. She's good once she gets up close.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Could be. For me, she tends to work as quite a long range spammer.
Mm-hmm.
Open water gunboating.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yes, every once in a while you get a BB salvo, then then it's back to port and try again.
Yep, go next. So it's just the thing is, when I play like Hindenburg and Rune, I do exactly as you say. I play long range and spam the shells. The longer range gives you the ability to dodge incoming fire as long as you know it's coming. So, it can definitely work. And then late game, it's got the ability to get close to something. So, let's take a look at the build you've got here. You've got main armaments mod 1, engine room protection, aiming systems mod 1, and then propulsion. Now, your maneuverability is all right. I say this all the time. If you find yourself stopping and going a lot, then propulsion is a great choice for you. But if you're the kind of player that hits W 4 times and never touches the throttle again, especially if you're playing at long range, steering gears is a better choice for you. And you've got a hydro search instead of defensive anti-air, which just makes sense. And is this a special captain?
Nope. This is my standard captain. I do have legions, but he's on my mines, and I want him on my Schlieffen line as the tech tree line.
Absolutely.
And I think on mines he works just as well, if not better, as on Nuremberg, because basically mines is also a high volume spammer, so you get to 100 shell hits anyway.
Absolutely.
Is that a dedicated captain, or are you getting him up through the line?
No, this is just a dedicated base captain. As it's my secondary account, what I do is I put in a 10-pointer and just play. And I've got a few 21 pointers that I use for the commander XP to get to be able to get the others to 10.
Okay. Fadruskaru, thanks for the follow. So let's take a look at your captain build then, and your reasoning makes perfect sense. 10 points is usually the minimum threshold for captains to have a decent enough impact on a ship. Sometimes 14. It really depends on the ship and the line. But you don't need to go beyond. You don't need a 21-point captain on every ship out there, especially on a ship like this where you're just going to play it around for some kicks and that's about it, right? So, all right. So you start off with Gunfeeder. Now, if this is only 10 points, Gustavo Gossap, thanks for the follow. If it's only 10 points, you really need to think, what point do I want from each of these rows? So you went for gun feeder to be able to switch between AP and HE. Personally, from what you said about long range gunning, I would probably stick with HE primarily, and as a result, I wouldn't think I'd be switching shells a lot.
Yeah,
So
that's why what I was asking about the dedicated captain too, because like if you want to go up the line and go to the heavy cruisers eventually, I understand the gun feeder. For the Nuremberg specifically, I'm with you, Thas. I wouldn't take the gun feeder here because you're basically almost always shooting HE.
yep. So I would. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I might change it, and then probably what is it? Keep your engine running.
Last stand.
Yeah, last time.
This is absolutely what I would start with on a cruiser like yours, especially because the Nuremberg is so damn fragile. How many times have you been slapped by a battleship early and your engines are broken? You know, it just happens. So
It's
I think this is a yes.
Yeah, especially when you're kiting, like with two turrets in the back, you're more prone to getting hit in the engine room.
Or the rudder. So, yep, I would definitely go last stand instead of this. And mind you, I don't think it's worth respecking the captain. It sounds to me like you're just playing the ship around a little bit. So when you get to your 11th point, just pick it up. Be done with it. I wouldn't waste the resources on a Nurnberg captain that you're just going to screw around with. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
okay.
wait for a free respec eventually.
Yeah, we keep saying that they're going to do it, and they just never do. With the CV rework, assuming that they do change that around, there'll be a respec for that, I would hope. Usually there's at least one a year, maybe two, so it might be coming. We'll find out. But either way, yeah, don't waste the doubloons or Commander XP, whatever, to do it. They are a myth, right? They used to be a little bit more common. Maybe that's something I should bring up at the CC Summit next week. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe like one respec a year.
Or a clan battle season or something, but I digress. Priority target would be my go-to for this too. Find out how many people are shooting at you, so you can keep an eye on the people that you know are shooting at you. Adrenaline rush is fine. Again, you're playing this to screw around, be long range. Objectively, I think survivability expert is going to be a better choice. But if you're just going to mess around, have fun, and you just want to go pew pew, fine, go adrenaline rush.
And concealment would be my next skill points, to be honest here.
Survivability be your next?
On 13, yeah.
Probably. What I do find, I tend to get a warning slap early in the game.
Yeah.
Most of the time. And then I'm woken up and pay more attention to what's going on and tend to survive for a long while. So that's when adrenaline rush, basically I got my shorter reload.
So if you don't mind, I'd love to share with you a ridiculous thing to consider. I'm going to drop Concealment Expert. I'm going to drop Adrenaline Rush. Do you know where I'm going with this, Grunty?
I don't like it.
He knows where I'm going with this. So the thing is with Nurnberg, if you are playing at long range and you find yourself coming in and getting spotted and slapped at the edge of your concealment, like something spots you and that's what gets you wrecked, then Concealment Expert is actually a detriment to you because it's getting you closer to the enemy and therefore making it easier for them to hit you, right? It's the same idea as maybe you don't want concealment on a Soviet gunboat destroyer because you use concealment, you get too deep into too much trouble, and then now you're screwed. So, I would almost suggest considering, again, this is for the lulz, this is great for operations. Consider going lighthouse build. Heavy HE and SAP shells because, as Grunty and I said, you're probably going to be spamming HE all the time. Why not make that HE that much, hit that much harder, right? So, 10%.
For the record, I do not condone lighthouse at Nuremberg. No.
I mean, you might as well. You're going to blow up anyway. Have some fun with it. So, the reason that Grunty doesn't condone this, okay, is because you get 10% buff to your damage from your HE shells, okay? It doesn't do anything to fire chance or anything, but it also hurts your detectability by 15% because your guns are literally 1 millimeter long or bigger or wider in diameter. So your detection here, your concealment, is now 14 kilometer. Now, if you have concealment expert, and let's drop, let's just pick something random here. You're at 11 kilometers. So what this does is it buys you 3 kilometers of extra wiggle room. You get spotted 3 kilometers earlier. You start dodging 3 kilometers earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You start getting shot at 3 kilometers earlier. But anyway, this can be a lot of fun, like I said, in operations especially. And I would say it's in randoms, especially if you're at a tier 8 environment, this probably would keep you alive better, believe it or not. And then the last thing I would do at Grunty's trying to hold it. The last thing I would probably do then is go top grade gunner. Why? Because if an enemy ship is within your detection, which we just buffed to make it larger, your guns reload 8% quicker. So instead of I get shot at and my guns are more or reload faster, they reload faster right off the bat.
Okay.
It's dirty. It's fun.
Your
It's in
results in
Nurnberg.
surviving might vary a lot.
Well, hey, as Dutch said, he goes and finds himself whacked anyway. So I just want to share an alternate build. Okay, that's all. And then from there, hey, you don't need IFHE, so I'd go probably Adrenaline Rush and Survivability Expert. And what do you got? 5 points left. Where do we want to go from here? Turret Traverse and radio location.
Honestly, you could just pick up like an extra % of fire chance on this ship just because.
Yeah, you could do that.
But you could also like the AA is okay-ish. Like you could take the focus fighting training, maybe I don't know, or you keep the radio location.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
Personally,
if you take Lighthouse Bird, I'd probably take incoming fire alert because you're so far away. You actually want to know when you're getting shot at so you can dodge and react to it.
it comes down to personal preference here. But yeah, if you were going to do that, you can take this and then swap priority target. So you take incoming fire, you swap out priority target for demo expert for a little bit more, zhuzh with the fires. But hey, if you're gonna play with Nurnberg, why don't you really play with it? is my thinking.
Yeah. I mean, for all the 3 minutes until you're dead.
Signal flags, you've got anti-det, fire, flood chance, hydro boost, speed, and consumables. Okay. If you play far away, I'd say hydro boost is probably not that effective for you, simply because it's a relatively expensive flag, and having the ability to use it again sooner because doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It does. No, it doesn't. It's hydrophone. I'm sorry. So yeah, I would probably not run Sierra Bravo.
Yeah, it depends a bit on occasion when fighting submarines or not submarines, or submarines might be one, but also
you're right.
DDs and the torps. If you, I do tend to play it in a way that if I do have a chance to go after a DD, and then the hydro flag makes it just a bit more safe.
Sure. To me, I would start investing in this signal flag once I got radio location. Because now I know exactly what direction to be charging at a destroyer or a sub that's on the surface, and then I can use my Sierra Bravo to extend my hydro while I'm charging that destroyer. I completely understand what you mean, though, against battleships that are armed with torpedoes, or even destroyers or cruisers armed with torpedoes. It comes in very handy to have 10% longer hydro search. However, if you're finding yourself playing primarily in the backfield, this is only going to be useful in 1 out of 10 games or worse. So that's why I just don't see this as being a good flag for you to be using. I'd rather conserve the credits.
Nurnberg is also not that good at charging down a destroyer, just because of the turret layout.
Right, and she's
The ship is
relatively
much
slow.
better when in a kiting position facing away than when facing forward.
I know that, but like, yeah, it still gives me the chance. And
It's a nice flag. Like
It's a nice
the
to
only
have.
cost you have for running it here is the credit cost, basically. Like you're
Exactly.
not giving up anything else for it. But
Right.
and I
So
think at the moment I've got quite a stash of them.
fine.
So
And that's why I'm sharing it. This isn't just for you, but it's for everybody else watching, and it's for if this makes it to YouTube later, the people that watch it on YouTube, to be able to say, hey, I want to think about if I need to conserve flags, where do I conserve? Flags that you're missing. Big one, fire extinguishing. You're going to be shot at a lot from long range, and that fire extinguishing flag comes in very handy because if your DCP is down and you're forced to let a full fire burn, remember that this debuffs your concealment. So while you're on fire, you're spotted from farther away than normal. So, like a destroyer, you want this fire to burn out quicker if your DCP has already been used. So I think this one you definitely want.
yeah,
A nice to have flag, anti-air. If you've got tons of anti-air, just use this. I like to use this as a talisman. If I take this, I won't get a carrier in my game. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, anyway. All right, let's get to the game. All right, so oh goody, you're middle tier.
yeah.
Oh god, Seabear.
no subs, no carrier.
Yeah, that was my first
Whoa.
where I was happy with that one. Second was pretty much the side I ended up with on this map, giving me islands to hide behind that were reasonably close.
I just have to read out what Seabear wrote here. Warning, all advice from Lord Zest should be taken at your own risk. Your results may vary and can be epic or not. Side effects may include sudden detonations, angry teammates, elevated levels of stress, increased amounts of attention from the enemy team, time extensions, and in some cases, even death. Talk to your ship doctor before starting Zathasu.
That's not true. Like there will be no detonations if you follow South Guide.
Why? Because of the dead flag?
Yeah.
Fair.
Everything else is true, but he won't detonate.
Although, to be honest, at tier 6, again, if you're just screwing around, if you've got a ton of flags, fine, but otherwise, I would drop all the flags and just say to hell with it. So, anyways, take a look at your concealment at 11 and how far south it goes right now. I'm looking at that and thinking, pretty darn soon you're going to have a destroyer up the slot. Oh, hey, look, there's the destroyer up the slot, and you're spotted. You're saying SSDD? What's SSDD? Ice Rose.
You don't know what that means?
No.
Are you sure you want to stop their broadside outside of the island?
Well, gotta get the kill on. Oh, got it. Thank you, Ice Rose.
Yeah, I wanted to get the kill, then I saw the Pensacola, so I decided to move a little bit further forward.
Where he was, I understand the focus on the kill. I think the big thing was that no battleship was spotted back here yet. At the early stages of the game, when a battleship appears on the minimap, it's usually because they fired at you. So if you saw a battleship pop up, that's when you look. Fortunately for you, the Pensacola doesn't understand how to shoot AP. So you don't care about him. So that I could see the decision to sit there and ensure the kill on the destroyer. I think that's a good risk to take there.
And here I'm looking at the minimap. I'm basically seeing all the BBs pretty far back.
Mm-hmm. I would not have taken that salvo until you knew that the Cavor couldn't shoot back at you.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit greedy with that one.
Yeah. You got lucky, too, because they didn't fire back at you. Loyalty skin chest up for Stream Raiders, y'all. So your range is 16 and a half. Yeah. So if you had lighthouse build, that's 14. So you only have like 2.5 kilometers to engage somebody outside of your concealment. Anyway. How much did you pay this enemy team? Because they're just running away from you and...
Nothing yet. I think the payment comes later.
Okay. So this is like the free trial, the first month free.
Yep.
Okay.
I believe you're shooting here in the open, not spotted. This is...
See?
Oh, no, there's spotted.
I mean... You know what's spotting him? Oh, is the guys on the middle. Here. These guys are the ones that are spotting him.
Yep.
Let that sink in for a second. Performance-based pay. There you go. Kavor might be looking at you. It's hard to tell. He's turning his turrets. But you keep popping in and out.
Anymore.
Yeah, because you backed up. You literally backed up so far you broke line of sight with the Normandy.
I think that you got very, very tunnel visioned here. Like, you have time to look out between your shots and look around a little bit and see what's happening. Like,
well, as Dutch said, he was looking at the mini-map while he's shooting earlier, so I'm pretty sure he's doing that still. But yeah, looking around could help.
well, the minimap doesn't tell you in what direction the enemy ships are looking at.
Right, I know. That's why I said looking could help too. You got 2 targeting you. That's probably the Kavor plus Normandy. But, okay, and you've been doing a lot of stop and go, so propulsion module absolutely works for you. Just want to comment on that.
Yep. And here I see the one, and I know the only one looking at me is the Normandy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So you're not afraid at this point. I mean, you can still get penned through the stern, but
that's
not
why
happening.
I'm paying attention to what he's doing and try to do a little bit of.
Is there protective
Troubleshooting.
shield around your ship or something?
Right.
What the hell?
You should be aiming more over here. Try to get a fire on the bow. Looks like you just adjusted now. But yeah, you need to go farther forward. Bow is always difficult. It's smaller, and because as soon as they turn, it completely throws off your aim. But you actually just restarted a fire that burnt out.
10 fires already. Jeez.
That's Nurnberg for you, baby. I like the
it will
Mistral
get
Aegis.
worse. Yeah. The only thing I'm seeing right now is, yes, I've kited, but I'm a bit out of position, so...
Uh-huh. I would say,
This is like...
as soon as he beached, that's when I would start thinking, I gotta start moving. You waited a little bit longer than you needed to, in other words.
Where do you go here, honestly?
As you see, my thought was at this point, go outside one line, just outside of the islands, because I do have my range, and if need be, I can duck behind the islands.
I'm gonna stop.
If I'm in the middle,
Okay.
yeah, I could get trapped either by the ones that are currently in like F8, like behind the middle island,
Uh-huh.
and in the back, and then I'm done for. So that was my thought.
Okay. So Dutch is saying he's gonna make his way out to the one line, and do something like this, screw around with the tiger until the tiger's dead. I can understand the tiger being your next thought. That's fine. Personally,
Yeah,
I
or
wouldn't...
even from behind the island, I might actually have range on the ships in EF8, in the middle of those over there.
Yeah. So here's the problem. This is a standard battle, and because it's a standard battle, the caps are so close together. As a result, I don't like the idea of going to the flank at this point in the game. at this point. The only person for you to farm is going to be Tiger, and that's it. So
It's my
what?
thought too. Like, if the Mestrale is already making way to him, right? So if the Tiger actually turns into the middle too, which is likely because his whole team is there already, you're just gonna get further away from the battle by going out on the one line instead of
Correct.
getting closer.
So what I would actually do, Dutch, is I would continue reversing. I would keep reversing, and I would flip my ship so that I'm angled this way. This gives me the opportunity for my front turret to rotate all the way around while you're reversing at the Tiger who's approaching you, okay? So that gets you in range of the Tiger, but it also gives you a position to have your gun pointed this direction for when the middle starts to come around. Okay? Then you can start focusing on them, and then you can continue to control the engagement by reversing. Okay? And if they threaten your cap, because I see a Scharnhorst out here who's spotted, and a Shiratsu over here, and a Z39 doing F-all over here, which means this Scharnhorst is probably dead. Let me clear this up here. The Scharnhorst is probably gonna get yeeted by Shiratsu Torps. That's my guess. If that happens, this whole area gets rolled up, and you're gonna have to start thinking about defending the cap. Let's see what happens. Also, hi, Big O. I'm sorry I didn't say hi earlier.
It's fine.
By the way, you sent in 2 games in your Delaware, right?
I think.
Okay, that's fine. I have another one in my folder, and I thought that was yours, so I just didn't want to take the time to look.
Which one did you do?
Trident.
Which one was that? Was that the night one?
That was the one where you killed like 7 people. Anyway, you can always go back in the VOD and watch it.
Yeah.
Now, with the Mistrali so close to the island, he's actually preventing vision on the guy you want to farm. Actually, nobody on the enemy team is spotted right now. That's great. Not. So what you think about here sometimes is, what's the worst that can happen? And that would be the Tiger showing up right here, looking your way. Oh, look, the Tiger's right there looking your way. Almost looking your way.
Oh, the Mestrale actually hit a torpedo now.
Looks like you got a flood on him, that's right. Oh, he has HE loaded? Okay. Honestly, if you see a Tiger shooting HE at you, he's not a threat.
It's a British battleship. They all have HE loaded.
But a
Unless
Tiger?
they face a no-one battleship, then they shoot AP for whatever reason.
I have to say, for battle cruisers, yes. I know for Conch and Thunderer, I regularly use AP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the battle cruiser line, the AP is phenomenal. If it's the regular battleship line, yeah, I can see a lot of people using.
Okay, and here at this point, I'm like, I might need to turn around because I see what's coming my way.
Everything.
Yeah.
I don't understand why though. Like, not you turning. I don't understand why the whole enemy team decided they needed to turn around and come this way.
It's a random battle.
I guess.
Emphasis on random.
Good job, Mestrale. You blocked all the vision with that smoke, didn't you?
At this point,
Yep,
I
you
would.
did.
At this point, I would turn northward, stop, reverse, and start. And focus on other ships. Forget the Tiger. He's shooting HE at you anyway. He's tier 5, whatever. Let the Mistrali come out of his smoke and get wrecked. Oh look, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I saw that coming from a mile away.
Man, there he goes. Okay, well now you've got plenty of ships, but see, if you had turned northward earlier, you'd be less scared. Tiger 59, the best ship ever? Yes. Said no one ever. Now here's where concealment actually saves you, because you've got a kilometer till the hood kills you.
Yeah, this is awkward now.
Hi. Now the funny thing is he's looking like way the wrong. Don't torp. Don't torp. Don't. They're 6. They're not even gonna hit.
Yeah. Just like.
It'll make
whatever.
you feel better. It'll cost you credits, but they're not gonna hit.
This was more like to make me feel better.
Yeah, you should have turned earlier, but that's okay. He still screwed that up. Your check cleared.
I was about to say the payment must have arrived.
You got him hooked on that first month free, man.
Yeah. Well, this is where I should start paying actually.
Drop the marble thing. I can do like that.
Are you gonna get away a second time here?
We'll find out. You were turning the... What the hell is he shooting at? It's certainly not you. Oh my god.
I think he's trying to. He's not thinking I'm actually throttle juking.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm gonna continue straight line full speed.
Yeah.
He's aiming too high, no matter if you're juking or not. He's like shooting over your ship.
I think he's expecting you to turn out at full speed, but he's giving up on you.
Yeah.
That's your second. That's a second subscription right there.
Yep. And this gives me the opportunity to go for a finish off the New Orleans.
I like the moment when you're like, yeah, I'm not worried about you anymore. And you just start turning to the New Orleans.
And what I was doing in my head was also more or less counting between salvos of the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like a
basically,
double disrespect, I don't need to shoot the hood. You're no threat to me. You can't aim.
Right. Also, I would be slowing down as well, so that hopefully the Leipzig keeps following, and then you have another target to shoot. Up, up, up. We see a flare. You know what that means.
Yeah, he just killed. He got an extra heal right now.
That's right. That's right. That's
yeah.
Cunningham.
yeah, I missed that flare.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
I mean, it doesn't change anything for you. Again, the kill just gives him an extra consumable. And you didn't know how much heals he had left anyway, so if he has one more or less, doesn't really matter to you.
Yeah. And here at this point, I'm seeing basically our cap being completely empty.
Yeah.
So I decide to move in, and at this point I'm more or less thinking that everybody will go the gap between the islands at E5.
Well, you haven't seen the Shiratsuyu in a long time.
Yeah, but he's on the other side.
But it's been a long time. He could potentially... Yeah, he could potentially be in the cap right now. And I haven't been paying attention to his torpedoes because I've been looking at your screen and where you are on the mini-map. Oh, look, Leipzig.
Yeah. And this is
AP
my
time.
brown alert moment, and here I used words that I'm not supposed to use if you want to put the video on YouTube.
Well, we can just use the German version since you're in a German cruiser against a German cruiser and say Scheiße.
Probably the only way where your AP would have done anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leipzig is basically the same ship as you, except with way worse turrets.
Yeah.
But he has 10-kilometer torps, so hydro.
Also, that's what I would have said is to hydro and dump your torps at him. He's 6 kilometers away. These torps would have actually hit him.
Yeah, I know, but Hero was more or less more stressed out and just busy dodging.
Bratwurst! Well, so as you're turning, as you're saying those special words, that's when you fire the torps, you know? All right. Hey, look, the Shiratsuya is in your cap.
It could be the hood.
No.
But
No.
no. Okay, it's not the
No.
hood.
No. Not the hood.
The problem is, like, you actually took way too much damage from this Leipzig.
Yeah.
You should have never taken so much, and you're now basically at a threat of getting gunned down by a Shiratsuyu. So that is a real problem.
I know. Leipzig should have killed me, because he completely caught me off guard.
Yeah.
And had an opportunity for 2 salvos broadside. AP.
So, going back to that engagement.
And if he switched to HE when I went stern in, I would have been dead.
So, go back to that engagement. At that point, you bow into him, he's bowing to you. Forget turning out and trying to run. You just go straight at him. Put your Hydro on. You'll know when he's torping. You got the extra ability to dodge. And slap him with your own torpedoes and slap him with AP. And be done with it.
So yeah, man, here I realized it's Shiratsuyu in the cap.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, for once, RZ is actually realizing that as well. Because
I
he's coming
honestly
back.
think I think that is actually a mistake. He should have
What?
stayed in the cab.
I mean, the Fuso's right there. Let the Fuso get in the
Yeah,
cap.
but he was like you. It's like 135 left in the game. Like he's preventing points. I don't know if the pointing is accurate. If you're actually ahead or behind.
We were behind, and the Hood was able to enter as well, so he had to come back.
Yep.
But the enemy team's never capping out because there's no time left. Him leaving the cap allowed them to get even more points.
No, but I agree with Dutch here. He's better off trying to get this kill on the Shira or the Hood. I'm frankly amazed that he whiffed all of those torpedoes, but, you know, it's a random battle. Also, I'd forget about trying to farm at this point. I'd go straight into the cap. Go straight in, turn your guns left. Remember, they're 360-degree turrets in the rear, so you can afford to do that and still get all your guns on target. Or the Shiratsuya can just be right there. And that gets you all the base decaps. Plane up, plane up, plane up, plane up. Never mind.
What the hell?
You put the plane up so that you can spot... Oh, what?
Yeah, if he rams,
What?
that's the win.
What?
The Z rammed the Hood.
I know!
You needed that. There was 10 seconds left in the game. They would have lost without that ram. That Shiratsuyu getting spotted there, he threw hardcore.
Oh my god.
And basically I went not straight in because I figured that the Shiratsuya would have been more to my left rather than where he actually was. And if I'd gone straight for the cap, he would still have been undetected.
You were 5 seconds away from losing there to getting capped out because it didn't go straight in. And you were also 5 seconds away, like 10 seconds away from
On time.
losing the game on time.
7 seconds. 7 seconds.
There were a lot of bad decisions here in the end.
You would have lost if the Z-39 didn't ram the Hood. Let that sink
Honestly,
in for a second.
You should send this replay to Jingles for Game
Yes,
of
you should.
Thrones.
He said he did.
No,
Okay.
I was thinking of it, but yeah,
Send it to
I'm
Jingles.
gonna send it in.
Send it to Jingles, and I would title it as something like Destroyer rams battleship for the win, because where do you see that happening?
I did give the Z a compliment, by the way.
Yeah, I would have given him all of them,
Compliment that enemy Shiratsuyu. Here's the reason you won.
and the enemy Hood.
I mean, I don't think the hood did anything. I mean, apart from not killing you.
Apart
I
from
don't
missing
think-
and whiffing every shot. Hard case got a CC container. Nice.
This is ridiculous.
What a
man.
what a wild game. I saw some questions about Tennessee. I'll talk about it after the replay, but there's so much going on. I don't want to. You don't want to take your eyes off the ball. Chat title for this game. I'm thinking surprise.
Expect the unexpected. Wouldn't that be great clickbait?
Honestly, I at that point, if I'm going for clickbait, I'd go for DD Rams
It's
BB.
not clickbait. You're exactly telling them what's happening. That's the opposite of clickbait.
No, then they want to see how it happens.
That's
Anyway,
not
I think
clickbait.
surprise is probably going to be the best one for it. Because you got surprised twice.
Yeah.
So, this is one of those wild games where everything just kind of worked for you.
Yes, it
I
did.
think if... Ironically enough, if you had Lighthouse build, you probably would have gotten through that engagement with Leipzig better. You would have killed him a little bit quicker. But, wow. So yeah, a couple opportunities to think about, changing how you kite. Like the one time I paused it and highlighted the reversing the other direction. And then the other time I mentioned, like, you turn south, but I would have turned north kind of thing. Like, 4 ships coming my way, I turn north, not south. But if they can't aim, okay. Yeah, GG indeed.
Oh, the hood could. So the hood actually smacked the crap out of the Shahmast. He could hit a battleship.
Yeah, you're just too small. I don't know. I mean, this is as close as it gets in the game with 3 seconds. And see, if the Z39 hadn't left the cap, the ram wouldn't have happened either. Swing and a miss. And here's the part where 39's like, the hell with this, I'm going to use the final torpedo.
I don't understand. Like the shit. It's like, why? This guy got really spotted there for no reason.
I think he was afraid that the 39 was going to charge in. Let's see if I can fast forward a bit. I can. I think he was afraid that the Z39 was going to charge in, so he instinctively went and backed off. And he's looking at the south because that's where all this stuff is happening. He's not looking north at you. And then, because when you spotted him, he was kind of coming your way, right? And he was turning. You caught him like half turn. So he saw you, but too late, and said, oh, crap, because you're coming straight into the cap. And at that point, it was GG for him. You just happened to have your right turrets looking at him.
Yep.
Wow. These are the games that keep people playing this game.
No, these are games that kill people because they get heart attacks.
Well, yeah, my heart rate was a bit up after the game was over.
Yeah. But
And then
I got...
And I remember looking at my damage pretty much when I got stuck in the island and had to reverse.
Yeah.
And then at the end I was like, okay. I mean, yes, I did see the awards coming in, but then I was like, okay,
Like
this
right
is
here, if
quite
you
a
have a
bit.
Shiratsuyu, like you just stay at the upper right corner of the cap circle. Is like the set 39 got spotted here. Like at least at this point, if you were trying to make your way down to the south, like you'd have the time to get to the island on the left south side, or
I
you
know what he's
turn
doing.
back and go back northeast again. But
I think I know what the Shiratsu is doing. He's torping the smoke. And if you're on the northeast side of the island, you can't torp the smoke. That's what he's thinking. He's not thinking of winning the game. He's thinking of torping the smoke.
yeah, you might be right.
I'll try to pause it as soon as he gets spotted. Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's torping the smoke.
Because he's thinking the Z will be coming into the gap.
Mm-hmm. But a wild hood is in the way. Until...
And I think he also thinks I will stay and not come in as hard as I did. Because it looks like he just and he misjudges his detection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
mean,
think
it's a mistake I've made quite often myself, trying to play the edge of the detection in my DD and as a DD and just turning a little bit too late and getting caught.
The ironic thing is, with how much you were shooting at the hood and doing negligible damage, like you weren't going to kill him yourself, like if he would have just looked at you, taken the time to set up his guns, and shot you like twice, you'd be dead.
Yeah, like the problem is like with you not going straight in the cap though, like the C-39 couldn't turn in because the hood was here. Like look how close they were to actually capping this out because you didn't go straight in.
Mm-hmm.
If the Shiratsu doesn't get spotted right here, he caps that out.
Yeah.
Before you enter the cap. Because it took so long.
All right, well, Dutch, you win the most ridiculous game award for today. Like,
yeah,
hands down.
This was a stupid one.
So how much did you send over in payments for the PayPal?
Right? Jesus. All right, well, thanks. And we're going to do one more in a moment.
You're welcome. And I'll send it in to Jingles.
All right.